With close to 8 million subscribers across Valuetainment and the PBD Podcast, Patrick Bet-David is a juggernaut in the media landscape. From videos on life, entrepreneurship, and trying to get Donald Trump as a guest on the Joe Rogan Experience, PBD has become a household name, and from the outside, it almost seems like he's appeared out of nowhere. However, PBD's podcasts or entrepreneurial videos aren't the subject of today's video, but rather, it's the source of his wealth. Enter the PHP Agency. This stands for People Helping People. Founded in 2009 by Patrick Bet-David, the company essentially sells life insurance. Well, that's just one small part. They sell life insurance through a multi-level marketing model. I'm sure you've heard of MLMs before.
It's basically a house of cards where the dickheads at the bottom do all the work and give all the money to the smart guys up at the top.
With over 20,000 agents, major events featuring celebrities, and the obvious marketing that comes from having a popular figurehead like PBD, the PHP Agency is certainly no joke. While PHP stands for People Helping People and parades success stories at lavishly staged events, the underlying structure tells a different tale. A tale of high hopes and harsh realities, which has been described by former agents as one of the slickest pyramid schemes ever made. To start off, we need to look at how PHP presents itself. On their brochures and promotional videos and events, PHP presents a high-energy company full of young, aspiring entrepreneurs making a ton of money, almost like a scene fresh out of Wolf of Wall Street. It's honestly really great marketing, as I have previously covered in another case where a guy lies to tons of people to get to billionaire status. Great marketing, with the additional feature of omitting the finer details, is how you make sales. While it presents itself as a great entrepreneurial opportunity, the shadier side of it is almost immediately apparent. To succeed at PHP, as with most pyramid schemes, MLMs, you not only need to sell life insurance, but you need to bring in more recruits. That starts essentially within the first week, where you pay $200 to join. Let's have a look at their compensation plan here. Like any other MLM, they have 11 levels. At the start, you're only getting 30% commission on every sale you make, which is absurd to begin with. But to climb up to the next level at 40% commission, you need to bring in 3 recruits and make 3 sales and earn a certain amount of points. You do not make any commission off the $200 joining fee from the new recruits, all of which goes to PHP. Going by the testimonies of people who went through this, you are pressured to actually purchase insurance yourself at the start and bring in 6 prospects every week. That sounds crazy, but also pretty typical of an MLM. At the lower levels, not only do you not get what anybody would consider fair compensation or part of the sign-up fee from recruits you yourself bring in, but the vast majority of any money you potentially make all go to the upline or people high on the pyramid, MLM. To get to a position where you make 75% commission and over at level 5 or marketing director, you need to have made over 50 sales and close to a whopping 100 people recruited to get there. Once you look through the compensation plan, that top level of the Chairman's Council requires you to have recruited close to 2,000 people, which is insane. And as I'll show you later, almost never happens. There is certainly a more sinister part to the whole recruitment drive for PHP though, and there are hints of it already directly from their website and recruitment brochures. The agency appears to primarily target Hispanic immigrants and other POCs. Almost 90% of their agents fall into this category. And if testimonials and warnings from people who have previously been involved with PHP serve as evidence, this demographic is targeted due to them having lower income, less experience with MLMs, and English skills not being that great. These recruits then try to sell insurance too, and also recruit their own family and friends from the same communities, making this strategy a massive cash cow for PHP. Sprinkle in the association with famous celebrities and sports stars like Oscar De La Hoya, and suddenly you make the offering very attractive to someone who's chasing the American dream. Patrick's other venture in Valuetainment and his personal brand certainly influenced this greatly. Based off what past employees have said about this, he's treated as an almost godlike figure at the offices, but the only way to earn his attention is by making more sales. And you can certainly tell from the channel of Valuetainment, the PBD Podcast, and various other major podcasts that Patrick has appeared on, the personal brand, in association with other celebrities, acts as a major recruitment driving factor, especially for those minorities. Patrick even brings up the difficulty of creating a channel like Valuetainment on YouTube to Coffeezilla in their debate on PHP. He says it took him almost 2 years to get to 1,000 subscribers. I think I can, however, get to 1,000 subscribers quicker with your help. If you're enjoying this video so far, please consider subscribing, as it goes a long way towards helping a smaller channel like mine. Let's pivot to what PHP agents actually make. Coffeezilla made a brilliant video on this specific issue a few years back that actually prompted a response from Patrick himself. While Coffeezilla looked at the 2019 income disclosure statement, I was able to find an updated version from 2022. It has a table that shows the average annual income for agents and the percentage of agents that fall into payment categories. Almost 95% of agents did not make over $50,000 a year. In fact, the vast majority made under $5,000 in a year. The biggest cohort of agents fell into the range of making under $400 annually. Take away the joining fee, and you've only made $200 in a year. That is nuts. In the brochure that I was able to obtain that introduces you to PHP, they advertise sales managers generally making over $115,000 a year. Add to this the cult-like marketing strategies, the videos of holidays, Lamborghinis, and Patrick hanging around celebrities. Life simply does not look like this for the vast majority of people joining PHP. In fact, only 1% of people even make six figures. In the brochure, they ask readers after the sales pitch if you would rather go back to school or get another job over joining PHP. Well, the resounding answer to that is absolutely yes. There's no argument here. With stats like that, you should automatically assume the whole sales pitch was a lie, as is the case for most MLMs. Now, what does Patrick Bet-David have to say about this? Well, he had some thoughts to share in the debate with Coffeezilla. Patrick's a great salesman, and he was able to control most of that conversation, going as far as accusing Coffeezilla and his co-host of being trolls.
And you can do the smiles and all that stuff. I actually appreciate trolls because I get entertained by them. Believe me, when you look like this and you got this and this, you're trolled your entire life.
Come on.
not trolling,
You're
but
good
I'm not
looking.
trolling. I'm sincere.
Frequently throughout the debate, Patrick redirected the conversation away from direct criticisms to broader discussions about the nature of business, the challenges of entrepreneurship, or his personal journey and experiences. This often served to deflect from the core issues raised about PHP Agency and its business practices. Patrick compared the MLM model to traditional business practices and industries, suggesting that similar challenges of high failure rates and hardships exist in all entrepreneurial efforts. This can be misleading as it equates the inherent structural challenges of MLMs, which are unique to this business model, with the general risks of conventional businesses. It was even more appalling that one of the businesses he was comparing PHP to, in terms of difficulty of success, was Apple. He also emphasized the regulated nature of selling insurance as a defense against claims of MLM being predatory. While it is technically true that insurance selling is regulated, it doesn't directly address the MLM practices within PHP Agency, such as the emphasis on recruitment over product sales. And while he admitted to the need for training and better management, he never did fully engage with the structural critiques of MLMs as inherently flawed in ways that disadvantage lower-level participants. I also want to address the two major arguments he had when confronted with how little money PHP agents actually make. The first argument from Patrick was where he compares the hardship of making money in MLM to other professional challenges, indicating that like any other job or business venture, success in MLM requires hard work, commitment, and persistence. Well, here's where I disagree. Unlike traditional businesses or jobs that reward effort and skills more directly and transparently, MLMs like PHP have inherent structural challenges that significantly skew earning potential towards those at the top of the hierarchy. Success in MLMs often depends less on hard work and more on one's position in the organizational structure and the timing of joining the business. This means that new entrants, regardless of effort, face significantly steeper odds of success. Data from various studies and reports on MLMs consistently show high failure rates amongst participants. According to the FTC, over 99% of people who join MLMs lose money. This statistic starkly contrasts with traditional business and employment scenarios where effort and dedication more reliably lead to financial stability and success. And you certainly don't earn under $200 annually, even if you work at a McDonald's part-time, which is what Coffeezilla argued. Success in traditional jobs or businesses typically also does not depend on recruiting competitors. In MLMs, however, the more people who join, the more saturated the market becomes, diminishing the likelihood of individual success. The second argument Patrick made was that many people earn so little because a ton of his agents are part-time. This also does not statistically align with the inherent nature of MLMs. In these models, the compensation architecture is designed in such a way that the vast majority of participants are positioned at the bottom levels, where earnings are predictably low, regardless of time commitment. This is due to the pyramid-shaped payout structure where earnings potential is heavily skewed towards the top. Data consistently, once again, suggests that low earnings are a systematic issue rather than merely a reflection of part-time involvement. It's implausible that such a high percentage of participants choose to engage at a level that inherently limits them to such low earnings, especially given the often high personal and financial stakes involved. Patrick's argument also shifts the blame to participants' lack of time commitment, rather than addressing the more likely causes: an oversaturated market and a compensation structure that benefits a small top tier at the expense of the majority. If 70% of agents are indeed working part-time and earning under $3,000, this highlights a significant misalignment between participant effort and achievable outcomes. In most legitimate business models, part-time work still provides proportional financial returns that reflect the value of the worker's output and industry standards, unlike MLMs, where the return on investment, even for full-time efforts, is often negligible. If you are a fan of Valuetainment and the PBD Podcast, you may have come to quite like Patrick Bet-David. I am one of them, and I never quite knew that an MLM was what made Patrick so wealthy. Does it change my mind on who he is? To be honest, yes it has. The appeal of PHP Agency lies in its promise of empowerment and financial freedom, ideals that resonate deeply with a broad audience mostly made up of minorities, especially those feeling left behind by traditional career paths. However, it's clear that the reality for many within PHP is far from the dream sold. Let's call a spade. It is unethical, it is highly questionable, and more should be done to protect people from signing up without fully understanding the full picture of MLMs. What do you think of Patrick Bet-David and his MLM? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, if you found this analysis helpful, please like, subscribe, and click the bell icon for more insightful content. And once again, thank you for watching.